Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the states of New Mexico and Hawaii. This is our weekly preview of all the properties going live on the website for tomorrow, Friday, October 30th, 2020, aka Nevada Day. That's right, people. If you live in Nevada, or even if you don't, tomorrow is Nevada Day. Happy Nevada Day, the day commemorating statehood. Back in 1864, Nevada became the 36th state to join the Union, right before Abraham Lincoln was reelected. Speaking of elections, we have one coming up next week. If you guys haven't voted yet, you got 5 days left to do it. Get out and vote. All right, guys, with all that said, fantastic past 7 days. Sold 23 properties this past week. Crazy busy week here in the North American offices of Hemingway Land. Sold 9 properties last Friday, 9 properties on Tuesday, and a whole bunch in between. So permit me, if you will, to do with the thank yous that we like to do here on the channel. Sold some land this past week to Don, returning customer Don, who picked up that new Timberon property with the free RV that we listed last week. So thanks to Don. Ratchafong, I hope I'm somewhere in the ballpark of correct on that pronunciation, bought that land we listed last week in Valencia County. Thank you to him. Returning customer Eric bought some land from us in Taos County. Additionally, in Taos County, we sold land to Lorenzo, Devin, and Nancy. Nancy also bought some land from us in Socorro County, along with Andre and Jordan last week. Udayan bought some land from us in not 1, not 2, but 3 counties last week, which were Taos, Torrance, and Sandoval County. Udayan picked up the new Torrance County property that we listed last week. Pretty much every property we listed last week sold. So thank you guys. Much appreciated. And additionally in Sandoval County out there in Rio Rancho, sold a bunch of properties. 1 to David, 1 to Victoria, 1 to Justin, 2 to Tammy, 3 to Janet, and 3 to Tommy. So thank you. For the record, for those of you who do not obsessively check our website, we're selling out of the Rio Rancho properties faster than we can get them photographed. Right now we're out of Unit 9s, out of Unit 8s. Most of the Unit 7s are sold. Unit 6 is really the only thing we have left of the properties that have been photographed. Some of them have already been purchased. We are trying, our photographer is trying diligently to get these properties photographed, but it snowed this past week in New Mexico. And thus, no new Rio Rancho photos this week. But keep in mind, guys, we are offering that $250 refund after purchase to anybody who buys lots out there that have not yet been photographed. So plenty of lots still left in units 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Blah, blah, blah. With that said, by the way, guys, also thank yous to all the people subscribing here on YouTube. We are rapidly approaching 5,000 subscribers. We just hit 3,000, like, what was it, 2 months ago or something, less than 2 months ago. So thank you and welcome, guys. I hope you're finding things that are of interest. With all that said, new lots going live this week. 19 new lots total for we start off in Cibola County, right down here, guys. 2 new properties going live in a subdivision we have never previously before bought, listed, or sold land. The first is CBNM-5210. This is in Pitchford Properties. Pitchford is the name of the subdivision. A total of 13.26 acres, 13 and a quarter. These are a combination of 9 adjacent lots totaling 13 and a quarter acres. We're pricing it at $32,000, which is actually a really good price per acre out in this subdivision. I, of course, will have a video up on the listing page tonight, guys, where I will go into great detail on this. But the properties, all 9 of them, all adjacent 9 lots, sit right here between Learning Tree and Running Bear and go basically all the way up here like this along all of these roads. Has access along Running Bear, Learning Tree, Shade Tree, and then a little bit of access off Raven Lane, as I recall. We, of course, have the property, the size, shape, location, general boundaries demonstrated within the photo gallery. But it should be noted that this property is entirely fenced with an access gate right over here on the western portion of the property. Point being, you are not going to have to not going to have to spend money for a very expensive survey, getting the property staked. It's already been done for you by the fence. By the way, let's go to the photo gallery. We got lucky when our photographer went out there. Really nice skies that day. So, of course, all the photos are really nice. Oh, by the way, guys, I forgot to tell you. Hello, let me point out to you where this is in New Mexico. It's in Candy Kitchen, which is an unincorporated little town out in Cibola County, just south of Rama. So pretty close to El Moro, pretty close to Rama, roughly about an hour southwest of Grants up here, about an hour drive southwest of Grants, something like that. It's pretty close. Anyway, but Candy Kitchen is the unincorporated town, close to the Wild Spirit Wolf Sanctuary. etc. So anyway, this property, let's go back to the photos. So this property, first off, this is what the actual size and shape of this property is. This is where all of the fencing is, along the lines here, just like that. Number one. Number two, it should also be noted that it has underground utilities right over here, again at the western portion of the property. Underground utilities really throughout the entirety of the subdivision. And then, of course, we have some charming photos from Candy Kitchen, which you can see here, including photos from the property. Here's that aforementioned gate, which is held together, from my understanding, with like a twist tie you would put on a loaf of bread. So voila, it opens easily. And underground utilities, as noted, there's some of that aforementioned fencing going around the property. And as you can see, really nice. It's actually got a really diverse topography. It's flat, and I got some cutout spaces on the western portion of the land. And then it kind of rises up to the east where there's, some, I don't know, areas with perhaps some nicer views on which to build. A little rockier terrain over there. It's also got a little bit of an arroyo going through it that has also been fenced. This is the aforementioned arroyo, etc., guys. So I'll let you explore the photo gallery on your own time. We'll have a drone video down here at the bottom of the property. It bears mentioning, here are some of the drone shots of the property, where you can also get a sense of exactly just how pretty it is out here in the Pitchford subdivision. Hey, speaking of Pitchford, how about I go over to the second property that we're also listing out there this week. This one is just a little bit up the road. It sits here at the corner of Bucking Horse Lane and Five Gates Road. This is a corner lot with really good road access, number one. Number two, if we zoom in here, you will see there are power lines running along the eastern boundary of the property. In addition, there are also underground utilities. And in case you missed it, this is also in Candy Kitchen, also in the Pitchford subdivision, right out here, also by the Wild Spirit Wolf Sanctuary. It bears mentioning that both these properties sit in really close proximity to the Candy Kitchen Volunteer Fire Department. So if anything goes pear-shaped on the land, fire department not too far away. Also bears mentioning that this subdivision, aside from having the power and the utilities out there, also has very light covenants, if they still exist. I was not able to determine if these are still in existence. They were set to essentially expire circa 2016, absent a vote of landowners to maintain them. And no one can seem to answer that question if they still exist. But the whole subdivision does not have, it's free of zoning, free of an HOA, free of yearly dues. So my guess is these quote-unquote covenants and restrictions don't exist anymore. That being said, they're pretty light, they're pretty reasonable. We review them in the video, but they're basically like good neighbor stuff, like, don't leave junk on the land and, don't set the trees on fire type of thing. Anyway, once again, I'll let you guys explore the photos on your own time. We will also have a drone video up down here, which will give you a better sense of the terrain, property, surroundings of the land out there. But really nice subdivision, really worth checking out, particularly if you're looking for a place to set up either an unconventional home site or some sort of rural retreat, hunting cabin type thing. Pitchford might just be a good place for you. Anyway, additionally, guys, also going live this week, 3 new lots out in Otero County, 3 new lots in Timberon, 2 secluded hillside lots, this one, and a forested corner lot. I think the forested corner lot is the best of the 3 of them. The 2 lots on the hillside. Hillside might be a little steep out there, so please analyze the properties a little bit before you do agree to buy. You might want to go out and scout those, etc. I will tell you that there will not be a video up on these properties tonight unless I get really ambitious around midnight, which I don't suspect will happen. Whatever the case, the corner lot is the one that I do want to talk a little bit about here in the video. Corner of Shallow Creek Road and Bronco Drive. It's over here in the essentially southeastern portion of the subdivision, actually easier to access from Sacramento Road than from the normal entrance up there in Timberon. Power is about 0.2 of a mile down Bronco Drive, and this is actually the very first time my photographer has gone out there and not had easy drive time along all these roads. He said basically it's really easy drive until you get to about here on Bronco, and then it's a little bit of a struggle. So if anybody's going out to scout any one of these properties, or certainly if you do want to buy one of them, please take a larger off-road vehicle, some sort of large truck, etc. That's going to be the best way to do it out there. For the record, last week we listed a property that had water service available on the land. These 3 lots do not have that. I've actually discounted these a little bit less than I would normally sell lots of this size in this subdivision, simply because the roads are a little tough out to all 3. 2 of them are a little steep. They sit on a bit of a hillside. And none of them have water service. The one lot is a standby lot. I believe it's this one, which essentially means that you can petition Tiburon Water and Sanitation to get water services hooked up there, though my guess is that does not happen quickly. Anyway, point being, 3 new lots out in Tiburon. Check them all out. And additionally, going live this week on the website, ba-boom, 14 new lots out in Tres Piedras. I believe this is going to be the last major Tres Piedras sort of debut that we do this year. I don't really have anything else on the docket except for maybe 1 or 2 minor lots that might premiere around December, something like that. Whatever the case, whole bunch of new quarter-acre lots out in units 6, 7, and 8, and a few new half-acre lots in units 1, 4, and 5. Those, of course, are all down here. Obviously, it's going to be easiest to come up here to our main Tres Piedras page, click the Learn More button, be taken here, and you could go down to the spreadsheet, which sits just above the Frequently Asked Questions section that has never once been read in the history of the internet. Click on the spreadsheet, and of course, it will take you and show you all of the new properties in white that we have either live and available on the website or coming, premiering today, essentially. So 2 up here in Unit 1, more down here in Unit, what do we got? No, actually, yeah, here we go. Unit 4 and Unit 6, Unit 7, Unit 8, all going live this week, etc. Best way, of course, to compare and contrast these is to click the GPS coordinates, bring all them up in a map, figure out which one seems in the best location to you, and then go to that respective listing page and go there and purchase. Anyway, with all that said, guys, thanks for watching. As noted, selling a bunch of properties out here in Sandoval County. Here we go. Here's all the solds. We'll obviously remove these from the website next week, but they're going fast. So if you are looking at Rio Rancho land, you might want to act sooner rather than later. They're actually moving at a faster clip than even I expected. Number 1, that's the first little thing I want to mention. Number 2, because the election is next week, we will probably only be debuting 1 or 2 new lots next Friday because I will be glued to the news all week. I'm a politics junkie. For those of you who do not know that about me. So basically, I'm out of commission all next week because I'll be watching election returns. So probably only a few lots going live next Friday. Anyway, all right, guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.